Welterweight contender from England, the United Kingdom, Jack Catterall is looking ahead for his career. He's making a major decision to bring coach Bozy Ennis into his circles as he looks to continue with his career moving forward. Let's talk about this decision made by Catterall, pretty much a world-class rated fighter. World welterweight contender Jack Catterall is willing to move 3,400 miles to enhance his career. His present record of 31-2 with 13 KOs will see him travel from the UK over to the US as he enlists the services of Bozy Ennis's dad, Bozy Ennis, out of Philadelphia. And the fact that he's looking to make a change like this speaks volumes about where he stands with his focus on his career. At the age of 32, he's actually exiting a prime, and he's severing the ties with longtime trainer Jamie Moore from the UK. This is not necessarily a bad move by Catterall. It actually shows how serious he is about forwarding his career and becoming a world champion. When you think about what the Ring magazine listed as news, it says Catterall to be trained by Bozy Ennis in Philadelphia as his career moves forward. You can't blame Catterall because he has seen his career kind of stall out, even though his most recent victory was a win over Harlem Eubank back in July of 2025. But he's looking to gain higher ground, especially after having the bitter rivalry, which was his battles against Josh Taylor, beginning back in February of 2022, where he lost a split decision to Catterall, who was then, to Josh Taylor, who was then the undisputed junior welterweight champion. He should have got the decision in that fight, and it took them 2 years to finally get in the ring where Taylor would rematch Jack. But that first fight saw them where he beat up Taylor pretty good, knocked him down for the first time in Taylor's career, and still did not get the judge's nod. The battle was held in Glasgow, and it was pretty much a political decision there where Josh Taylor came out on top. But Catterall had performed like a veteran fighter beyond his years, and he really deserved the win that night. Put a sour taste in his mouth. Now he followed that up with a victory over Darryl Foley, and that was in May of 2023. And then when he decided to fight again, it was against Jorge Linares in October of 2023. The fight against Linares saw him win a unanimous decision, and that fight was held in Liverpool. But you see, Catterall was only fighting local. Even though there were world-class opponents, he wasn't taking it to the max by traveling. When he lost his last fight against Arnold Barbosa Jr., he came over to the US, Philadelphia in particular, and spent an extensive amount of time in the gyms there seeking sparring and learning lessons, which is what made him decide he wanted to truly make the final move to the US for some more of that Western training. Now, his formidable victories include his win over Linares, the rematch with Taylor, which was fought in May of 2024, where he really dominated Taylor. That was also followed up by a unanimous decision over Regis Prograis in October of 2024, where he had prograde down twice in the 9th round. He had gone down once in the 5th round himself, but it showed how focused that he could be. But again, the fight was held in Manchester. But when he took on Arnold Barboza Jr., and that was in February of 2025, he ended up losing a split decision in that fight, and it was primarily because he didn't press the gas or press the action. Though they fought in Manchester once again, Catterall seemingly presented himself as someone who was really comfortable fighting at home, and he kind of left it to the judges instead of securing a victory over Barboza. And so the decision was meted out, much to his disappointment. So he seeks a turnaround in his career. After having that experience earlier in 2025 in Philadelphia, he now has sought out some training, teaching, and knowledge for his career going forward in Bozy Ennis. And I do believe that he is young enough, still spry and intelligent enough to want more out of his career for this to be a good matchup. I like Catterall's style. He's the type of fighter, he reminds me of a throwback, guys from like the late 50s and early 60s, like Gene Fullmer and those type of guys. He doesn't have a lot of athleticism, but he has a lot of guile. He's smart, he has moxie and ring IQ. Someone like Bozy can take the assets that he has and build upon them and give him some different dimensions to allow him to proceed. And then we could possibly see him challenge for a world title again sometime in 2026. And that will be a good thing because Catterall is a pretty decent fighter and he's a pretty decent man overall. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about Catterall taking it to the next level by coming to the U.S. and train with Bozy Ennis. Leave comments and let's discuss further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.